Today's topic is a little bit different, but one I'm really excited about. It is using decor to encourage literacy. A lot of people use books as art, that's very common, and of course children sleep with them all the time. But there is more that you can do to make books a special part of your home. So let's talk about this. So let's answer the silly question right now. With all kinds of digital resources, do children still need paper books? Yes. Yes, they do. And I am not alone in saying this. Librarians agree. Children do need actual physical books. I have worked in libraries before, and librarians always say, have a lot of different kinds of books and literature available. For instance, magazines. I call this a look at book because mostly we just look at the pretty pictures and talk about them. Of course, regular books. And these really fun explore books. This one's Egyptology, but we have a couple of others. We also keep graphic novels, and I guess we don't have any interactive books. Nothing that makes noises. Yeah, we don't have any of those. But then again, maybe that's just not the age group we're in right now. We also choose to keep a paper encyclopedia, which I know is very passé. We think it's important for the children to have access to the pictures and other things. F is their favorite encyclopedia because it has fish, flowers, and flags, which are all quite beat up in our copy. They also make excellent weights if you're building a fort. This is something I started doing when our youngest was born. I moved all the books into bins. I don't ask that the girls keep these sorted. Sometimes I go through, sometimes my other daughter goes through and sorts them. I don't ask that they keep them sorted because I feel like that's a lot of pressure on a little child to keep everything organized. I put them in the bins because I noticed that when I had them all on the shelf, the way that we line up adult books, they would pull one out, the others would fall over, and they're too tiny to pull them out. This makes the books fairly easy to get out and fairly easy to put back away. So this has worked out for us because a small bin at a time is much more feasible for everybody. Plus you can put everything back in and it's really easy. Some of our books do go on shelves, such as the ones that are too big and some of our series books. You don't want children to get discouraged when they reach for books. So if you have books that are falling apart, like these books, you need to either replace them, retire them, or fix them. One of the jobs I did at the library was work with the books in the book hospital. Don't let these kinds of things get muddled in with the rest of your children's books because they'll just start pulling stuff out. Oh, I want to read Little Bear. Oh no. Guess we don't have Little Bear, and now I'm disappointed, and I'm not going to read anything. When I worked at the library, we used cloth tape, not plastic tape, to bind the insides. You do it here, along this seam. You do it along the back seam. You do it on any pages that are falling out or that you suspect will fall out. Those ones that like maybe unfold into a large poster or spread, those tend to fall out. It's probably a good idea to reinforce them before they do. I don't use dust jackets at all on my children's books. They just get ripped, which I don't really care about, but then they're just so cumbersome. So be efficient, get rid of all of those. If you decide to keep dust jackets on, here are some good tips. First, if you're able to, laminate them, just like the library does. If you can't, I would still reinforce them along the edges. This is a library book, this isn't my book. But reinforce them along the edges, top and bottom, since that's where the dust jackets tend to get the most wear. And then also tape them in so that they're not always flopping off. Tape it at the top and the bottom, and make sure that you've allowed room for it to close. Create a special place just for library books so they don't get mixed in with everything else. I've heard from a lot of parents, library books just get lost, my kids can't have a library card. Not necessary, just put them in a place where you're gonna look for them and know to return them. When we go to the library, we definitely check out books, but we also take advantage of the programs that are there as far as concerts, coloring, story time, They just have toys down there sometimes. So go take advantage of your library, not only for something free to do, but for something fun associated with books. Try to have a way for reading to be cozy. We don't have a special library or reading nook or anything, but the children do take them in their rooms. My mother got my daughter a reading lair for her birthday, and it has worked out very well to provide a private space to enjoy some books. I hope you enjoyed this discussion of literacy and decor, because I was excited about it. Put down in the comments things that you do to encourage literacy in your home.